channel, #MovieBae. I am MovieBae, and in this episode, I'm going to be recapping and reviewing episode Who Cares of Baddies South. But before we get to it, though, I want y'all to drop down and hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for all the content that I drop. I have series regulars on BET Plus, such as All the Queen's Men and College Hill Celebrity Edition, as well as P-Valley. So be sure that y'all hit the subscribe button, like I said, to stay tuned. Let's go ahead and get into this boring-ass episode. All right. So once again, it starts off how we ended, and we have the standoff between Jela and the Fab Four and Natalie and the... I'm thinking of something. I don't know. Natalie and the rest of the people. All right, so Natalie is narrating like she usually does, talking about we got to stop fighting so we can get to the bag. Like, I'm so tired of hearing that shit because fighting is not going to stop y'all from getting to the bag. Because even if y'all fight in the house, y'all going to go out and turn up regardless. So make it make sense. And then out of all people in the confessional, Slim is talking about, I'm sick of this fighting. Bitch, you literally started the fight. I am confused. How are you sick of the fighting and you started the fight? Please make it make sense to me. Anyhow, Jayla deems herself leader of the Fab Four. And even though Rock protests Jayla is like, no, I am the leader, period. And so it's like, whatever. A lot of people are talking about Jayla shushed Rock, but I didn't even look at it like that. I kind of looked at it in like a big sister, little sister way, because I would do my little sister the same way. Like, no, I got this. Like, you good. Like, fall back type shit. Like, I mean, I ain't think nothing too much of it or whatever. But they all decided, and I did want to talk about this. Jayla was like, I'll keep my girls good, and Natalie, you keep your dogs on a leash. And Sway was like, dog? I ain't no dog. Like, bitch, you're a dog. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I liked, well, Sway was cool on season 16, but girl, that body is just not bodying, and it's starting to look really disgusting. But I do want to give her shouts because she had on the Area 29 shirt, and that's like a banging ass strip club in Houston, so props to your mama. But also, Rolly tried to do that handsome squigger shit again. Like, bitch, now it's played out. Like, come up with something else, pretty please. All right, so they all decide that they're going to stay in separate houses. This is the best Airbnb that Zeus has ever booked, ever in the history of Zeus, okay? It is decorated magnificently, minus Bree's room, but we'll get to that. So there's two separate houses, and in Natalie's house, well, when they walk in, like I said, like, it's dope, okay? It's modern furniture. It looks like a bad bitch house, okay? So they're talking about how Jayla hushed up Rock and how everybody just ready to get to the bag. Like, oh my God, like, the conversations were so redundant in this episode. But the master suite is dope with the shower that's in the bedroom. Talk about humidity, but it's whatever. But Bree's room, she said her room looked like Vampire Diaries. That shit was black with no windows. Like, I personally would not want to stay there. Now let's talk about Slim and Rolly's room. That room was personally big enough to have 2 queen size beds. They real life are playing Rolly. Now, I say that to say this. Rolly has leverage when it comes to Zeus. She's been on 2 shows with him. Like, she's in good company with Zeus. I feel like if Rolly wasn't paired with Slim, they would give Rolly her own room because she deserves it. But since you want to be paired up with Slim, then y'all gonna have to be in these rooms with these goddamn bunk beds. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I personally feel like it's only because Rolly is paired with Slim. I don't think they're doing it on purpose to make Rolly mad, but in the future, it possibly could. It would make me mad. Shit. So, in Jayla's house, Jayla gets the master bedroom, of course. And Ann says if she doesn't get the next master bedroom, it's going to be problems. They also have a rooftop with a jacuzzi on it. And Rock decides she's going to jump into the jacuzzi with all her clothes on. Which I personally didn't have a problem with. She having fun. Yellow bitch. If you want to fuck your J's up, fuck your J's up. It's whatever. And then Jayla starts narrating. Like, hey, you guys, let's get out the hot tub. Let's go talk. And then we could come back and we could do this and do that. It's sounding real Natalie-ish. So let's go back to Natalie's house. Natalie calls Bree and Sway to the kitchen, and she basically just gives them the agenda that they're going to turn up tonight, and then they're going to have an event for Cinco de Mayo. I feel like that's going to be lit, but because Cinco de Mayo to me in the South is lit. But they're in what, Tennessee? So I don't know how many Mexicanos are in Tennessee. I ain't gonna cap. I'm in Texas, so Cinco de Mayo is turned up down here. But Nat tells Sway and Bree that she wants to connect with Jayla to have a chat. So back at Jayla's house, Ann is giving props in her confessional about how there are no forced group meetings and how the girls, they're just chilling naturally and having natural conversations. Now, she's talking about production and the show being overproduced by Natalie. And it's so funny because after she says that in her confessional, Jayla starts narrating. Jayla's like, okay, you guys, so we're in a house and we're going to turn up tonight regardless if it's going to be us by ourselves or if it's going to be us in the group. But that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to talk and then we could get in the jacuzzi later. Like, she's narrating. It's giving production. It's like, it doesn't matter if it's Natalie or not. Somebody's going to have to produce the scene. In Zeus's mind. I hate that Zeus does this because, like Ann said, like, shit can't happen organically. And if it's boring, edit it out. I hate the narration, the storytelling, the setting up, the principal talk. Like, I hate that shit. And Zeus always does that shit. I really wish that they stop overproducing these scenes because it's not organic. Like, if you are a fan of reality TV, you know that these women, basketball wives and housewives, they don't meet up organically. The meetup is set up by production. However, everything else is the girls. So if production says, hey, you guys, make sure y'all have a group meeting today and, you know, shoot the shit about the other girls or whatever. Like, that's it. Like, nobody should have to sit down and say, all right, you guys, we're in the house. Like, that shit is, like, y'all don't know how reality TV works, and it's getting really aggy. So, in the midst of her conversation, while Jayla's talking to the girls, she decides, well, she gets a text message from Natalie. That's the text that Natalie was talking about, how she wants to meet up with Jayla. So Jayla is kind of like just checking the temperature on everybody. And Rock is talking about she ready to fuck anybody up. And she don't give a fuck about jumping because that's what Rock does. Scotty says, you know, I really don't know anybody. And I feel like I'm being forced to choose a side, which is childish as fuck. I understand, Scotty. And Anna's like, if somebody fuck with me, then it is what it is. So I kind of want to talk about Rock and that jumping shit. So my last video, some people in the comments had an issue with me saying that I didn't agree with Rolly jumping. I never disagreed with Rock jumping. I just knew that Rock was on that jumping shit. Rock made it known that she's with that jumping shit. So my issue with Rolly was, if you are protesting against jumping, why would you jump? It don't matter what's happening to you. You are against jumping, so why would you jump? So at her big age of 29, we're the same age, you shouldn't let any situation or any little girls deter you from your morals and your values and your principles of life. So that was what my issue was with Rolly. Was it okay for Rock to jump? No, but Rock made it known from jump that she with all that jumping shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was my issue with Rolly. So just in case those couple of people are watching, boom. Hopefully I cleared that up for you. But anyhow, Jela decides that she's going to go meet up with Nat. And Rock is like, so basically she going to come kiss your ass so we don't have to kick her ass. And Jayla's like, basically. She's going to kiss my ass so we don't have to kick her ass. So now it's time for the meetup, right? Jayla and Natalie. Why the fuck is Jayla the first one to break down and cry? Girl, I rolled my eyes so hard. I was like, what's all that big and bad shit that you was just popping? Like, what's that big bad shit that you was popping, Jayla? Like, what the hell? I personally tuned out of their conversation because I was bored. They talked about some social media shit and blah, blah, blah. How Natalie's supposed to have Jayla's back, but Natalie's hanging out with girls that she hardly even knows. So, yeah. They, like, make up or whatever. You know, but it's kind of like Jayla in her confessional was like, you know, that she just doesn't trust Natalie the same or whatever. Like I mentioned in my last review, I feel like Natalie is jealous of Jayla and Rock's relationship because Rock was supposed to be Natalie's baby. So in turn, Natalie kind of like stopped fucking with Jayla and started fucking with other people. You know what I'm saying? And Natalie does have more pull. So like when they went out the night before to the strip club or whatever they did after hours, and that didn't invite Jayla, that would make you, if you think that y'all friends, that would make you feel away. So, I personally feel like that's what the issue is. But anyhow, they reach a common ground. They hug it out. But like I said, Jayla doesn't fully trust Natalie anymore. So the girls get dressed up, and Zeus does their infamous Zeus close-ups that we don't fucking need. Let's get a rundown of these outfits. Bree, you and these Versace house shoes, are they the only shoes that you have? Because first off, they're house shoes, bitch. Leave them in the house. Rock, I feel like Rock was a little bit overdressed for this occasion. They're going tractor riding. However, it's like an extra cute. Like y'all know that one friend, me, that's always extra. That's Rock in this episode with her outfit. And Slim, I feel like I know what you were trying to do with the knit sweater and the gray sweatpants with the red thong. I feel like I know what you were going for, but it was not executed. Something about it was just off to me. So on the tractor ride, the vibes are off. It's still clearly divided. The only people that are intermingling from the opposing sides, I guess you could say in quotation marks, are Natalie and Jayla. So the episode goes off with that tension. Next week, we can see that Anne is talking about how Sway has evil eyes, so they might get into maybe like a verbal altercation. I don't think there's any more fights between them two. And then they're going to turn up in Nashville, and Sydney Star arrives. Thank y'all so much for tuning into my recap review of Baddies South. Be sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for next week's episode. Like this video if you enjoyed my commentary, and leave a comment section. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts of this episode or the show thus far. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.